Welcome back to Loan Officer Success Live, and this is the Coach's Corner powered by Premier Lending. Your host, mortgage leader and business builder, Devin Dubuque, and the coach with the winning playbook, Rick Koenig. Together, they're bringing you real strategies, no fluff insights, and the exact steps to grow your mortgage business. Buckle up because this is Loan Officer Success Live. All right, guys, welcome back to the Coach's Corner. I'm Devin Dubuque.
I'm Rick Koenig, coach.
Hold on a second here, man. I don't think we got Coach Rick on the call. Let's give a little public service announcement. Who do we got here today, man? Who is on the call?
Of course, I'm not Coach Rick. I'm Rafael Amaro from South Florida.
Man, my man Rafael, great to have you on here before. You've been on the show before. I think last time we were on a rooftop in Miami, right?
Correct.
Yeah, good stuff, man. How you been, brother?
Can't complain, man. Can't complain,
Well, we could, but who the hell be you listening?
As I always say, 50% of the people don't care, and the other 50% will be happy you complaining. So why do it then?
That's it. 100%. Well, man, I'm super excited to have you here today. Back by popular opinion, we actually, somebody had reached out and said they wanted to learn a little bit more about one of your strategies. And I thought, man, this would be a great opportunity to bring Rafael on to talk more. One thing that a lot of folks are running into in this industry right now, homes are sitting on the market longer than they used to. I don't think it's an abnormal market, but it's abnormal from what we're used to. And a lot of agents are out there looking for strategies to get those homes sold, and buyers are looking for ways to get clients attracted to their properties that want to sell. And there's a lot of them. There's a lot more inventory that's out there. And I know there's a lot going on down there in South Florida, Rafael. So tell us a little bit about what's going on and some of the tricks and techniques that you've seen popping up in the market to get homes noticed.
Yeah. So I would start by saying that I'm actively in the market looking for a property. Okay. So I'm in the trenches, looking at properties and see what makes sense, what is overpriced, what is a decent deal, a great opportunity. This is a very good time to be in the market because, people that are selling most of the time right now, they have to sell for any issues or for any reasons. They're moving out. They can't afford it because that's happening a lot right now. People buy a lot of those temporary buy downs, hoping and waiting that a year or two, the rates will go down and they can afford. Right now, those 2 years have gone by. The rates are still high. Okay, now they can't refinance. They're stuck with that payment. So we still are seeing a lot of that. So I think it's a perfect time to buy because, you get into the market, you find the right property, you make an offer, and you always ask for seller concession. This is the prime market for that. How long this market is going to last, we don't know. It may turn around next month, or it may take a year. So this is the right time to be on the market. But one thing that I noticed, Devin, on my, I would say I've been in the market for a few months looking, is the traditional open house doesn't work anymore. Okay. I've been with agents of mine in open house that is, waste of time because you sit there, nobody comes by. You do marketing, nobody comes by. And the quintessential issue is overpriced. The property is overpriced because they run comparable with 6 months sale, but the market changed substantially from April to now. It's not the same market anymore. So those price points that you're using, they're no longer valid. So you need to adjust your price. And I also seen that more, I would say, up-to-date real estate agents that are actually looking and doing the due diligence in the market, they price in the house what it seems, slightly lower, and they get all the traction. They get all the visitors, they get all the traffic on that neighborhood. Okay.
But real quick, Rafael, and just to go back. So what you're saying is we don't have people lined up to buy houses right now, and the market's self-correcting, right? homes are coming back down, and agents are having a harder time getting inventory moved for their clients, and clients are getting frustrated because they want to get these properties moved, but they're not getting any foot traffic. They're not getting offers, right? No, people aren't lining up at the door like they were 3 years ago, 4 years ago, right? So what does that actually mean? And let's talk about this, because you're suggesting, hey, maybe you got to alter the price and bring it down. But what if I don't want to bring the price down? What if I want to stand tall and I want what I want for my property?
Well, you can certainly do that and sit down and hope and pray that you find a buyer that is willing to pay for your property. The concept of overpaying for the property is different to anybody. Okay, for you, paying $650,000 might be the right price. For me, that might be overpaying for the property. It depends on the position that I'm coming from. So there's a strategy for everything. Okay, and this is, I believe, one of the best strategy that I have seen. It's not a new strategy. People used to use this strategy a lot here in South Florida during the COVID times, okay? And it works. They were pricing properties highest and best, okay? And they were accepting only the highest bidder, not necessarily the best contract, but the highest bidder, okay? So let me tell you a story, okay? And this is why it's so relevant. The professional real estate agent adjusts with the market, okay? When one strategy works, they focus on that strategy and they devote resources, time, money, and effort to maximize the strategy. But they also quantify the result of that strategy. When that strategy doesn't work any longer, they pivot, okay, to the next strategy from their toolbox. Sometimes it's just technology. Sometimes it's just traditionally techniques or ways of promoting property that have worked for years. Okay, nothing new. It doesn't require much technology. And let me tell you a story. Okay, and that's probably going to be very interesting for the audience here. As I said, I'm in the market looking for properties. Okay, and I found a property that, in my opinion, was priced a little bit below the market in the area. So of course that catch my attention. So I reached out to the agent. It happened to be somebody that I have done a transaction in the past, a long time ago. Okay, I reach out to them and say, hey, listen, I'm interested in seeing this property. And again, I'm looking, this is going to be for me. He said, well, guess what? I cannot show the property. I'm only going to show it on Wednesday. That's weird, because who does right now open house on Wednesday?
Who's coming?
Yeah, everybody's busy. Johnny's football, the girls' ballet classes or gymnastic. Who has time to go an open house, okay, on a Wednesday from 4 to 7?
Yeah.
But to surprise to me, I decided to, rally my wife and we go to this open house. I was really surprised when I got there and I found 17 family waiting to get into this open house. Said, what are they giving it for free?
Yeah, what's the secret sauce here, right? Like, how do you get a line at an open house on a Wednesday between 4 and 7 in today's market?
Correct. And there were people standing in line, okay? There was about 3 real estate agent members of the team of these professional broker, okay, taking names, putting people in line, okay, and only allowed 3 families at a time in the house. Inside the house, there were more people looking at the house and 2 real estate agent answering questions. I guess they were following, make sure nobody steals anything from the house. All jokes aside, this is how I felt when I was walking there. Okay. But anyway, the good thing is they generate the traffic and they create that intrigue. Now, nothing of this was revealed to me until I get there. When I got there and I saw so many people, my wife wanted to turn around and leave, but I said, you know what? I'm interested. I need to find out what's going on here.
Yeah.
Of course,
yeah.
I am in the business. So
You're a student of the market.
Yeah.
100%.
So I approached the lady that was taking name and said, what's going on here? What's the party here? He said, well, we're doing an auction. And that's what everything clicked to me. Okay. So the house is worth more than they listed it for.
Okay.
And they listed it at a price that is making everybody react to the price. So number one, they brought a lot of attention. They grabbed a lot of attention of the people that are actually looking, because if you believe it or not, even the market is considered as low. It only have dropped about 10% in Florida. Right. Means that it's about 90% of the people that's still interested in buying actively looking to buy for the right deal, for the right price.
That's it.
So I got there. So those agents taking names and all that, and I gotta go on details later why they taking names. Okay, basically, I look at the house. I decided I'm not gonna make any offers on the house, and I approached the agent and say, "Hey, listen, why you didn't tell me this was an auction?" Because he looked at me and say, "If I tell you it's an auction, you're not coming." Okay, but anyway, so I show up. There was a lot of people, and after doing my own research, I realized it why. They were pricing the property $100,000 below of market price. So it generated the traffic. Now, once you get to that open house, you need to register on an auction website that they have affiliation with, where you have to place your bet. I automatically ask, so far, how many bet you have? Well, I have one for 600. So I said, well, then why don't you stop there? You're getting $100,000 more than you listed it for. And this is what he revealed the secret. He said, I did an appraisal. The property appraised for $650. I will not sell unless we get that offer. Okay. So he kept pushing it and pushing it and pushing it. That day, he didn't get any offer for $650. So he rerun another open house the following Wednesday, same time. And when I follow up with them, they say, hey, I noticed that you're doing another open house. What happened with the offer? No, we didn't get what we wanted. So I'm looking for this offer. Are you willing to make an offer? I said, no, that's too overpriced for me. So I walk away. But right now, the property is under contract. I call back just as a curiosity. Okay. I talked to one of the agents and said, I want to make an offer. What's the highest offer that you have? Guess what? They have an offer for $652.
Ooh.
So they came for $100,000 below market to $652. So
let's talk back through that real quick, Rafael, just because I want to make sure that we're hitting the mark here. So 100 under the market was 500, 550, yes. 500.
500.
So they put it out there, open house today on a Wednesday, 4 to 7. For a home that's worth $650,000 at $500,000. Now they've got a line out the door of people that are interested in this property because it's well below what it should actually be marketed at.
Correct.
They get there and there's a registration process that allows for them to put in a bid. And if they put in the bid, they can put the bid in at anywhere they want, but there's a contingency of, we don't have to accept the offer. And now we get people bidding above the 500, but also we're now at 652, which is $2,000 more than what the home had actually appraised for.
Exactly. Now, That being said, this home needs repair. Okay. But what actually surprised me that he got the top of the market, even though the property needs repair. Okay. So what do they create? They create that enthusiasm around the property. They generate a bunch of lead because this is what happened. I count 17 people and I got there around 6 p.m. So I imagine they got more than 17 people interested before we got there and after I left. Okay. And when he did the second open house the following Wednesday, he probably got another 20 other people interested. Most of the people that show with real estate agent, but others show with no real estate agent. So they basically turned this opportunity on a lead generation machine for them because because this is what they told me after the fact. Oh, if you don't win this bet, we can help you definitely find the right property for you. So you see, it's the old trick of following up with people. I didn't place any offer, but they already have my information. So they follow up with me with the whole purpose of help me or help my family to find the right property. Okay. So what do they gain about it? They got a price that they wanted and they generated a bunch of lead. Most of those people have their own real estate agent, but others didn't have real estate agent. But most important, what they created in that neighborhood is a buzz. Hey, these guys know how to sell house. So all the neighbors that came by and wanted to see what the hell is going on a Wednesday, when they ready to sell, who are they going to call?
No
They're
question.
not gonna call the guy that shows on Realtor.com.
No question.
They're not gonna show the guy that shows on Zillow.com. They're gonna call this guy because he's the expert in that market. He knows how to sell houses. He sells quick and he sells it for top dollar. That's the message, guy, and that's what I learned on that day. He's creating multiple lead generation machine for buyers and for also sellers that he will continue to follow up with them and get business. So it's nothing new. It's nothing new. The only thing that was new, it was adding the fact that he has a website that runs and publicly show all the offers.
Well, it's strategy.
There's nothing hiding.
It's a strategy, right? And at the end of the day, this is what, people have to understand is that there are ways to get properties sold in today's market. You just have to think outside of the box. And in this case, this isn't even new strategy, right? Like this is a strategy that's taken place multiple times over decades, but we forget sometimes and we stay focused on, but this is what I've always done. This is how I've always done it. However, if we can pivot and change with the market, then we're opening up other opportunities that a lot of people aren't thinking of. And now all of a sudden, you take a property that was listed at $500,000, even though the appraised value is $650,000, and you've created a buzz around this property, and it sells for how much again, Rafael?
$652.
$652. So $2,000 more than what the actual asking price was, and ultimately, I'm pretty sure that seller was ecstatic to hit the market when these other properties aren't moving.
Yep.
How many days on market, by the way?
When he run the open house was 14 days DOM. Days on market.
Woo. Right. Average market time right now, I believe in South Florida is around 55 days. So,
56. Yeah, 56, 57 days.
I do my homework.
I notice. You always inform.
Yeah. Well, you have to be, right. We got to be masters of our craft. And at the end of the day, I'm a growth leader for a multi-state vendor, right? Like that, we do business in 36 different states. So I've got to stay focused on the states that we do business with so that we can provide the best value to our consumers, right? Like that's what it's all about, is making sure that we're giving value and also great value to the people that, that we work with. We've got to make sure that we're there to support people. So, guys, that's what this podcast is all about, is introducing tips and techniques. And it doesn't just have to be for the loan officer or the agent. This is for the client too, right? At the end of the day, how do you make sure, if you want to sell your property, that you're getting top dollar in a market where homes are sitting, and turn it around in about a third of what the standard turnaround time is, from list to sale. So, I wanted to share this technique out there. I actually had somebody specifically that said, can you bring this guy on? Can he share the secrets? And now you guys have got him. It's Rafael Amaro, and Rafael can be found on Instagram at Mortgage. What is that? Mortgage
Help Now.
Mortgage Help Now. I need Mortgage Help Now. Mortgage Help Now. And then you can find him on Facebook. It's just Rafael Amaro when you look at it, but it's in the background. If you really want to dial in, it's Rafael.amaro.48758. That'll get you directly to his page, because there may be a few other Rafaels out there. And we want to make sure that you get to this guy. And Rafael, you're licensed in a few different states too, right? What all states do you do business in?
Well, I used to have 20 licenses. Right now, only do Florida, Georgia, and Texas.
Florida, Georgia, and Texas. So if you need help in any of those states, in fact, if you need help in most states, Rafael actually has partners internally that can help work with you. Correct. As well, in about 36 different states. And then Rafael, last time I heard, you speak a few different languages.
I do. I focus mainly in Spanish, English, Portuguese, and here and there some Russians as well.
My man. So, again, if you're looking for advice or help, or how can I strategize, right? You teach these classes too. I think you just did a presentation for a real estate office a week ago, right?
I'm teaching three different classes for real estate office. Okay. One of them, I think, is the most overlooked strategy. Is everybody's looking and paying for leads, and they trying to get more leads, and all the leads that they need, they already have it on their phone. It's just they playing the old game of being an undercover real estate agent. Most people on their cell phone doesn't even know that they do real estate. So I teach that, without using any pretty much high tech. And I combine that with ChatGPT, because what I find out by teaching these classes is that, number one, they are afraid to call these people on their cell phone because they don't know what to say. So it's simple. You use ChatGPT, you tell him, hey, listen, I met this guy at a basketball game or whatever 3 years ago. We talked briefly about XYZ. Why should I ask so I can introduce myself as a real estate agent? And guess what happened? ChatGPT give you 5-6 questions that you can ask and generate the conversation that you want. So you don't have to be an expert. You just need to try to use what tools you have, to generate business. That's one of the most, I would say, important classes that we teach. Then we teach one that I learned from you, actually, and from MLO Life, about all the 5 necessary activities that we need to do every day, such as sending birthday video, text message, and the whole thing. So that, and then the next one that I'm teaching, is very, I pay a lot of attention to that class, even though most people don't even see the value yet. It is the fact of what I call payment shock. Because right now, I learned from experience. I got a family renting the house. Their rent is $3,500. The owner of the house was trying to sell the house, wanted to sell the house to them because they've been good tenants, great family. But when we did the numbers, that mortgage is $6,200. And they had a very difficult time digesting the fact that they're going to jump from 35 renting to 62. And why they missing that opportunity? Because nobody took the time to explain it. Listen, once you do the mortgage, not only you're getting appreciation and reduction on balance, like a forced savings account, you playing around with the equity. Meaning, when I say playing, I mean, we're not playing. Over time, you're going to have tremendous amount of savings called equity. But the most important is, based on your tax bracket, you're able to write off the entire amount of your taxes and your interest. So at the end of the day, yes, you're going to be paying a little bit more, but you coming ahead because, otherwise, if you keep paying $3,500 a month, you're not going to be able to put that money to work. So those basically are simple classes that I try to share with people that are open to learn, And by the way, Devin, I said so because I have presented this strategy with multiple real estate offices. And out of all those people that I talked to about this strategy that I rediscovered, let's use that word, only 2 people are interested in implementing. Yeah. The rest of it, they try to keep doing the same thing over and over again. And that is the definition of what? Insanity.
Insanity.
So if you're not getting the result you want, and I bring you this just because it takes a little bit more work, but
it's farming. Work? It's farming. We'll go back and we'll talk about this, right? It's about being able to pivot and change. And it doesn't matter what industry you're in. I don't care where you're at. You have to be able to pivot and change with the market. If you can't, then you'll find yourself extinct, right? So what Rafael's talking about is that only about 10% of the people actually implement the things that are going to change their life. And those are the ones that have the most success, right? So, ultimately, when we talk about cultivating and outreach, we look at it as farming. When you're making outreach phone calls, you can't always do it with the intent that I'm getting a sale today. You have to do outreach with the intent that if I bless people and give them, a reminder that I'm here and that I care about them, over time, you can develop a relationship and eventually you may find some business as a result of that. But that's just being a damn good human being, right? And Rafael reminded me of something. So we'll actually share this with you guys right now because it's a technique that we use often, again, just to connect with people. And that's the birthday videos. And you reminded me I'm a day behind on mine. So I'm going to show you guys how to do that. So obviously you can see I've got my Facebook account pulled up right here. And if I click on this little search icon, it has the ability to type in the word birthdays, and you can almost see it's probably a little blurry here, but the very top one is birthdays. And I'm back. You just type in birthdays. And when you do that, it'll bring up a list of people that have birthdays. Now, what most people do is they just post a little birthday message. But if you hit this little messenger button, It'll pull up the person's name, and then you can click this little arrow off to the side and grab the camera, and then just switch that camera to face you. And if you hold down this button, you can do a birthday visit. So I'm going to do one real quick. Hey, my man, Corey Turner, I hear it's your birthday, my brother. And I just wanted to know, today we celebrate you. Celebrate all week, my man. Happy birthday to you. I hope you have an amazing day. So now you hit the send button. And I just told Corey Turner happy birthday live and showed you guys a little secret of how we do business. And one of the things that we do just to make people feel good, right? You know, this is, the power of connection and human touch. So, well, guys, I appreciate y'all for tuning in. And Raphael, man, thank you so much for coming in and dropping some bombs on us today. You know, that's an amazing technique, and being able to pivot in this industry is so important, you know. So if you're a client and, borrower, if you're looking to sell your house, right, a seller, and at the end of the day, you are watching your house just sit there, collect dust, and you've already got it on the market, maybe introduce this technique to your agent and just say, hey, come check out this podcast. This might be a great way for us to get, the home moved. If you're an agent, think about your next listing. This could be a great strategy for you. And if you want to get some face-to-face time with Raphael, go find him on his Facebook or find him on his Instagram. And, just DM him. Raphael is a live person. He will answer, and he'll speak to you in up to 4 different languages and work with you in up to 36 different states. So, Raphael, any final closing notes before we wrap up today?
The only thing that I would say is there's so many tools out there. You just need to focus on one and apply those tools until you move to the next one. Everything is going to work if you work it.
I love that, man. Small actionable steps. Do it one step at a time. And then once you master one, move on to the next, and then move on to the next. Don't try to drink it through a fire hose, right? Just do something. Go out there and take some action today. So, again, I'm Devin Dubuque.
Raphael Amaro.
And we will see you on the next one. Let's go. You've been watching Loan Officer Success Live, where real strategies meet real success. Don't forget to subscribe now and share it with your teammates, and keep leveling up, because your next breakthrough starts here. If this fired you up, don't just watch success, go out there and build it.